Hello and welcome to Me and My Golf TV. We're your coaches, Andy and Piers, and it's time for the Impact Show. Piers, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about 2016 Open champion Henrik Stenson'S power moves in his golf swing. You're going to love this one. Let's take charge of your game.
So welcome to the 14th here at the beautiful Asprey, and welcome to this week's Impact Show where we answer questions on your game.
We sure do. Please get involved, post them down below, and also Golf WRXers, get involved, post your questions down below as well. Let's pick some great questions for next time's video.
Yes, definitely, and what we're talking about today is 2016 Open champion Henrik Stenson, Henrik Thumper Stenson.
Thumper.
We've nicknamed him the Thumper because he does thump the golf ball, and we look at his golf swing really and what allows him to create so much power, but also what allows him to hit the golf ball very straight. So, I mean, it was a fantastic Open, Piers.
I've never seen a better final round than that. I don't think I ever will again.
It was like a boxing match, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable.
It was. Now let's take a deeper look at actually what allows Henrik to hit the golf ball strong, Piers, because it does hit it a long way, but really consistent. You know, for a big guy who is so powerful, he's very, very accurate. So let's have a look down the line here. We're just going to take a look at his backswing. So
very neutral ball flight as well, Andy. Isn't it? Pretty straight.
He is very neutral, yeah. And we've got some footage here from Sky Sports at the Open. So we'll take a look at his backswing here, and we'll see that really good wind up, gets the golf club in a good position at the top, maybe a little open to what we'd normally see other tour players. But as he starts, he gets that lower body sequencing, club shallowing out nicely. But in the downswing here, this is where we really see a difference with Henrik. It creates tremendous amount of rotation with his body, his lower body and his torso. And notice his head, even his eyes are actually looking past the golf ball before he's even hit it. And this really allows him to clear his body out the way, Piers, and really has a good effect on the face through the golf ball. And we can even see from the front on view, probably more so with the eyes here, through impact we'll see that head moving early and the body rotating fast, but the club face being very stable. Not a tremendous amount of club face rotation, very difficult to Mickelson, who he was against. Club face is stable through the golf ball, which allows him to hit the golf ball very straight. But that tremendous amount of rotational speed through the golf ball really helps him create some power. So we're going to talk about actually what Henrik has worked on with his coach Pete Cowan, and we've got a great drill, Piers, to show the guys at home that they can maybe work on themselves.
Just go through the golf swing and just going to very quickly and just sort of show it from myself doing it. So you mentioned, Andy, that sort of open position at the top. So we see that there's a cup in that lead wrist. The elbow, the trail elbow, actually points a little bit more behind him than maybe you see with a lot of tour pros. And this is definitely something that can help create that cup. The more that sort of goes up there, the more potential cup we can get into that wrist. But as you said from there, Andy, really good start to the downswing. But because the club face is in this position where it's slightly open, he has to at some point do a really good job of squaring that face up. So you'll notice my lead wrist still got this cup, what we call extension. What he has to do now, he sort of starts his transition. He's obviously turning, but then he gets that lead wrist and he flexes it. So he gets that lead wrist and he flexes it. So you can see now the club face is in a lot sort of stronger position than it was, a lot more neutral position. You can see how much I'm rotating my body. I'm rotating my head as I'm coming through here. And you can see this is hopefully what I'm going to look like in a minute when I hit a shot like Henrik. And then he just sort of turns his body all the way through, and as you say, there's not a lot of manipulation going on with the hands. Once he sets that club in that position there, he really sort of does a good job at turning his body through the
almost allows him, doesn't it? Almost looks like a little punch shot because his body's doing a lot and not much hand action.
And he gets that recoil every time he hits a shot, doesn't he? That's where that thumper element comes from, I think.
And that really does help him strike the golf ball solid with his irons as well. So we have a drill, Piers, that we know he's worked on with Pete Cowan, and we actually saw Darren Clark using this drill as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to go with this ourselves a few months ago, didn't we?
What have we got here?
Okay, so we have got one of these 2-thumb putter grips. Now you'll see that on an 8-iron, very strange, but what we've got, I think he had on a 52. I think Pete Cowan was walking around with a 52 degree. But you'll notice I've got it twisted to the side, so it's about 45 degrees to the side. Now the objective is, you take your setup as normal, so you hold onto the golf club, it feels a bit chunky in your hands. But then from there, your objective is when you swing down to what we call parallel point 3, when the club shaft is the third time parallel to the ground, that you get the flat part of the grip facing down to the ground. So you can see, in order to do that, so flat part of the grip facing down to the ground. So in order to do that, I have to get my wrist from this cupped position and I have to flex it. You can see what that does to the club face. It strengthens the club face. I get the 2-thumb flat part of the grip pointing down to the ground, and from there it's just a case of turning through.
Now the good thing about this is if you get this club in a stronger position here, you have to really engage that body now. There's a reason for your body to move, which we talked about so often, but this is generally what we see the better players do, get into this sort of flex position of the wrist, and this leads to a great impact, which Henrik does so well.
Okay, should I hit one?
Can I hit shots doing this, Piers?
All right, of course you can, absolutely. So here we go. Set up as normal. Probably won't be quite a full swing as normal, maybe a 3/4 swing, but I've got to get that flex on the way down. There we go. Really nice strike as well. I could feel that body turning through the shot. That was nice.
Do you know what? And this is a great drill for somebody who tends to even maybe leak it to the right as well, because they often tend to get that club in that sort of open position with the cup in the wrist on the way down. So now you're going to take it to a normal swing, Piers.
And guess where the ball may go? It may go a little bit left compared to that one, because I'm obviously going to be very much having the feeling on the way down now that I'm going to be getting this flexing on the way down, and that club face is going to be strong, but I'm really going to employ the rotation that Henrik gets. So on this one here, yes, I'll have that same feeling with the wrist on the way down, but I'm going to allow my head to really rotate through on this one.
And this is interesting because Piers generally doesn't need to flex anymore on the way down, but rotating more on the way down is definitely a good one for
And
Piers.
that's why I'm going to rotate more, because I do not want it to go to the left. All right, here we go. So a little bit pulled, I think a little bit of a cut back actually, but I really got that feeling of my head rotating through there, getting that body through. It felt very good through the ball. No sticking at all, very clear through the ball.
Very nice. Didn't quite sound like Henrik Stenson'S strike, but it was
come
close,
on.
Piers. It was close. Okay, guys, I mean, it just shows there's multiple ways to actually get into this sort of flexing position on the way down, and we thought this was a great drill to share with you guys. 2-thumb grip, place it on the club at an angle, give it a go. It's just going to help you get in that stronger position and help you swing a little bit closer to Henrik Stenson's. Post any questions, guys, down below, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It allows you to see more videos like this, not just impact shows, the other videos we do as well.
Yes, definitely. And if you want a few more yards off the tee, check out our latest video series. Go long, click the link in the corner, it'll take you straight to it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.